there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and my mission is to really educate women on how to use your whole food nutrition, matching it to your hormones, your cycle, to really get and keep the best result possible for you. I am the author of the book, The Female Fat Solution, which is on Amazon, and upcoming book, The Female Menopause Solution. Stay tuned for that. There is a wait list to get on. I'm also the host of the podcast, The Female Health Solution, and YouTube channel, Dr. Beth Westy. Subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest and greatest things coming out. And I am also the leader of the group, the 12-week challenge. This is a specific, guide. You get literally the exact plan for you that's going to get you to your results a heck of a lot easier, faster, get your metabolism turned around, work with your hormones instead of fighting against them. I have a free 5-day challenge that we are starting August 5th. I'm going to put the link in the comments right now before I forget. There we go. So if you are not part of this, oh my gosh, click the link, sign up. One of the things about these 5-day challenges is that they really are a bigger impact than a lot of people think. Meaning sometimes it's easy to say, a free challenge? Oh my gosh, this seems fun. Sure, I'll look at it. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do some of it. But I have women who jump in on these free challenges and they actually start applying it. They realize, oh my gosh, this is easier than I thought. This is more fun than I thought. I'm not hungry. I've got great energy. All these amazing other challenges are happening. And then you're getting tools and information that you can continue using on your own, so that you can keep going with this entire thing and notice a benefit, even after the challenge is over. I had a gal who, she went through the last challenge that I did, and then she did it again, and then did it again, and she lost almost 8 pounds. And I was like, holy cow. She's like, yeah, she goes, this was literally the easiest thing I've ever done. This is the easiest thing I've ever done. I love it. I'm adopting this type of eating all the time because it's amazing. So this is an amazing way to do this. Now, the challenge that I have is geared towards fat burning, and it's a gut detox at the same time because it's a really important part of it. And I've talked about the gut detox part of it, how important that is for nutrients, absorption, all those other things. But I want to take a minute here and just talk about the simplicity of the meal guide there. This is a plug and play plan. This type of plan is going to be the easiest to implement for your lifestyle. It is summer right now, right? There are so many things going on all the time for people. You've got travel, there's events, you may have birthday parties, you maybe travel for work, right? You may be invited sometimes last minute to hang out or do something cool where you're like, oh, this would be amazing. And you don't want to say no. I mean, it's not fun to turn down friends, to say, oh, holy cow, I can't go to this barbecue. I can't go on your boat this weekend because I might get off my meal plan, right? Women that I work with in the one-on-one groups that I do, a lot of them have had experiences like that. I've had women that they miss holidays with their family because they're like, I'm going to go off my plan, or I'm nervous about it, or I don't want to get ridiculed from other people. And that's a really hard place to be in when you have to miss out on parts of your life because you're trying to get healthier or lose weight or do that thing, right? It should be a blend. You should be able to blend these things together. So that's why I love in these challenges going through these plug and play meal guides, because you get to pick and choose, right? Here's the benefit of it. First off, you get to modify things. If for some reason you have an allergy to something, if you're a vegetarian, if you have, any type of restriction, you can always modify the plan to fit what you need. If you wake up really early in the morning and go to bed really, really early, you can modify it so that it fits into your schedule. If you travel a lot for work, you can modify everything so that it works for your travel schedule. It's super easy to modify that. You can also swap out for your favorites. Again, a lot of women I work with, they're moms, you have families, you have other people that you live with. And so when you're making a meal plan, sometimes it's like, okay, I've got to cook now twice as much. I got to make my food and then I got to make my kids' food, right? Who's got time for that, right? I'm a mom. I've got 3 kids, right? And the food and meals and everything that I make are the same. Like, we eat the same. I might dish up a little more or less of protein or carbs or something like that on my plate, but it's not different food, it's healthy whole foods. and it's regular food, you know? So you're not having to cook twice as much, right? And if you're like, oh my gosh, my kids just won't eat asparagus. I can't do asparagus. Fine. You can always swap for your favorites. Like, pick whatever your favorite foods are, whatever your kids' favorites are, that's going to be easiest for you to stay on track with. That's what you cook. That's what you make. Right? And like I said, it's not restrictive. It's not like, oh, you have to eat chicken and broccoli every day. No. Okay, one, that's boring. That's not fun. Two, kids are not going to go for that, right? Now, my kids are great eaters most of the time. They love broccoli. They love veggies. So it's not an issue. They don't love salad, which is weird. I don't know if it's my kids, but they don't like dressing. They won't eat salad with dressing. They think it's gross. And I'm like, what? My kids will rather take plain lettuce leaves, like plain, like spring mix, and just shove it in their mouths and chew it. So that's what they do. That's what they do, right? So fine. But that's a big thing, so that you can make these same meals for your family. You're not having to do double cooking. You're not having to have twice as many dishes, right? That's not going to be a thing, right? This 5-day challenge, the plug and play plan, is so easy and simple to implement, where you're going to be like, holy cow, how come I didn't do something like this before? This is amazing, right? And all that allows you to stay on track. It allows you to stay on track with moving forward. That's one of the hardest things. I mean, consistency is key. Consistency really is the secret to making these health changes happen, right? It's not very often that, it's funny, I was just talking to a friend of mine about helping people make health changes and how that happens. And it usually happens through one of two ways. It's like there's a sudden traumatic event of some kind, or a big shock to your system. And it's like turning on a light switch, right? That switch gets turned all the way on to bright. That's not as common for people to have happen. And that could be something like you go to the doctor and you get your blood tests run, and it comes back and you're like, oh my gosh, my cholesterol's super high. I'm scared. I have a history of health disease in my family. I'm nervous now. So now I'm going to make these health changes, because you just got your, like, it shakes you to your core, right? It scares the crap out of you, basically. That's how some people make change. They will all of a sudden just drop everything. They'll stop eating fast food. They'll quit smoking overnight, right? They just up and change. There they go. Now that can happen for some people, and maybe you've had something like that happen in your life. That's not as common though, and unless you have that big, like, traumatic event, and not that you shouldn't have to have traumatic stuff happen necessarily, right? Because sometimes that's not good. A lot of other people though make changes. It's like slowly taking a dimmer switch and bringing it up, right? And like step by step by step, you're making it brighter. Step by step by step, you're making changes to move you towards your goal, to get you to that end result. That's more common for people. The harder thing is though, is when you're trying to move that dimmer switch up, that it doesn't go down, right? That you're not like, oh look, I ate really healthy today, and I drank all my water, and I did a little workout, and then I had 3 cupcakes, right? That's the harder part for people, right? But when you have a plug and play plan that works with your lifestyle, that's where it's easier to stay on track. That's where it's easier for you to step by step go along, slowly turn that dimmer switch up. Now it is a slower process, right? So the other thing, taking those 2 examples in mind, you flip a switch and the light turns on that quick. I'm going to change myself that fast. There we go. That's a lot harder to do, and it's not as common, but it can happen. Once you make that change internally here, it still takes just as long on the journey. It does. Versus the person who's slowly, steadily turning things up. The harder part about the slowly, steady dimmer switch going up is that you can slide down, right? That's what makes it take even longer if you're, kind of going back and forth a little bit. So if you keep moving forward though, the path will stay the same. The timing is still the same in terms of getting to your results. So don't feel bad if you're like, well, that's not me. I can't make that change happen overnight. No worries. Things like this, a plug and play plan, oh my gosh, that is your tool. That is your key, so that you keep moving forward on that dimmer switch and you don't go backward. this right here. It really makes the biggest difference. And it's a whole new way and a whole new lifestyle. And one of my favorite things about this also is that you're not hungry. Most women that start this, one of the first things that they say is that they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I wasn't hungry at all. Most challenges that I've done, I end up starving by the end of the third day. Like, you can make it through the first and the second day, okay? But by the third day, you're like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. Ooh, right? And you can barely squeak by on a 5-day challenge because you're starving yourself. This is not like that. Starving yourself actually keeps you from burning fat. When I talk about fat burning, we're talking about laying down a new foundation for real fat burning for the female body. This is a completely different way of looking at your system than you have before. Again, I work with women, so this is all geared towards women. What women's systems need, how much protein you need, the timing of food that you need, and giving it to you in a style that's going to work with your lifestyle, with being busy and having other people, right? That's how women operate. We're busy, we're on the go, we take care of other people, we're involved in other people's lives, right? That's how you're going to be able to stay on track with this. So that's why I absolutely love this style. I absolutely love doing these challenges and working with women overall, right? I mean, in the 12-week challenge that I have, women get amazing results because we get that opportunity to really just build off of that foundation. So it's super, super fun and amazing things happen there. But this 5-day challenge, totally free. Jump on board, share it with your friends, share it with other women that you know could use it, or even share it, publicly. Share one of the videos that I've done talking about it where you're like, holy crap, yes, this is where I struggled. This is something that's going to help me make a change, right? Are you the light switch or are you the dimmer switch? Either one is fine, but this one is going to help you and be a great tool to have on hand. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Click the link that's in the notes here and go ahead and get started because we start August 5th. Yay! All right, I'll see you guys later.